We have definitely lost a listener. We had a phone call a few weeks ago, and I was asking him advice on when people were being difficult.
Viewers, I'm currently joined by Zahra Muhammadu Buhari, the daughter of the late former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, who died on the 13th of July 2025. My name is Umar Isa Dandago. Thank you very much indeed, Zahra, for speaking to us.
Thank you, Omar. It's a pleasure speaking to you too.
And please accept our sincerest condolences for the loss, for this irreparable, irreplaceable loss of your dear father.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And let's get started. What could you tell us about the former president, your dad, your father, which a lot of Nigerians don't know about?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to interview us, interview me, representing the family. So one thing that I think people don't really know about Daddy is that he was a very, very good listener. He listened. Whenever you would come to him, he would make sure that he listens to everything that you say and would try his very best to understand your problems from your own perspective, not just the way that he would understand it, but from a holistic point of view. And he would do his best to actually help you out, if it was in terms of advice, financially, any way he could help, he would do his best to help you.
So that listening attribute of his, that listening quality, that listening ears that he used to give you, was one of the things that made him a great dad.
Definitely, definitely.
And if other parents in Nigeria learn from this or to emulate this kind of quality, you think children would be proud of their parents?
I think listening is a very important quality when it comes to relationship building. If you cannot listen to someone, then you cannot understand them. And so if you listen, that gives you opportunity to understand the person that is talking to you, not just from your own perspective, but from their perspective as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. This is an important, and especially I can easily relate to what you are saying as a student of mass communication and a practicing journalist. This forms a very important foundation of interaction, communication, and even parenthood. Let's move on. As his daughter, what would you say is his biggest legacy for Nigeria and for Nigerians from your own lens and prism as his daughter? What would you say about this?
I think it's the discipline, it's the trustworthiness, it's the fear of God. Those three things create an extremely good balance in making his personality and character so stable and consistent. And I think it's something that we all, throughout our lives, try to create a balance with. You make sure that you are consistent in the good that you do, you fear God, and you keep your promises.
That's great, of course. And many people close to your father will say that, would testify and have been testifying that he had a sense of humor because he used to sort of crack jokes. Other people have been interviewed, and they would say that whenever we came to greet him or to give him tea or something, he would crack some jokes. To us, as his daughter, uh, what would you say about this sense of humor that he had?
I would say his sense of humor is very consistent, to be honest. Um, it before he went into politics, I think we were the only ones that truly understood his humor. And even after he went to office, or after he got into office, was when people understood his humor. Um, but he's had it all his life. And what other way to relieve pain sometimes
Wow.
but to laugh?
Wow, that's fantastic. Even though other people might have thought that he could be someone very tough, very strict, given his military background, and some might even be thinking maybe that could be applied even to his family. Did you see that militarism in him?
I think many people are aware that we are the younger generation of daddy's kids. So we didn't really see that strict part of him, that very military strict part of him. But there was still discipline. There was
Okay.
still discipline for sure. I think our whole family, there's a thing for discipline, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Um, I think our value is deeply embedded in the discipline that daddy has left behind, and we grew up in it. And I just, it's not something you can take away from the Buhari name.
I understand you're speaking very emotionally, and this is because, especially in his first term, you used to be one of the closest of his children. We saw a lot of pictures of yours almost every single blessed day on social media with him cracking jokes and other family members. I mean, how are you feeling now emotionally, given the fact that you have lost someone very dear to you, someone you have sort of related with as a best friend, if I could interpret it this way?
Yeah, I we have definitely lost a listener in the family for sure. Um, to tell you the truth, we had a phone call a few weeks ago, and I was asking him advice on when people were being difficult. And all he said to me was, Zara, be observant, just watch closely and try your best to understand them. And if you understand them, then you would know what to do.
Hmm. Sorry.
So,
Hmm. Yeah, I can see how difficult this must be
yes.
for you recounting. And
So
so if
for
you want to take,
sure, we have,
yeah.
as you said, I've never really looked at him as my best friend, but when you said it, then I understood
Hmm.
that, yeah, he was definitely one of my best friends because of the deep conversations, the philosophical conversations we'd have about life, him telling us about, history and our intimate moments, as a family. And each child of his has a special relationship with him. I can tell you that.
It's okay. I understand. Very sorry for evoking this kind of emotions, but you're free to
Okay,
you're free to shed tears for your dad because he deserves that, and
definitely.
we ask Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to accommodate him in the paradise.
Amen. Thank
And
you.
yeah, if you can spare me a few more minutes, we're wrapping it up in the next few minutes. Um, did your father used to consult you? I mean, not you in particular, but the family members when it came to matters of national importance, some serious national issues. There were three, I think, three recessions under him. There was COVID, prices of oil dropped, and so many other. The pandemic in 2020, which hit and rocked the global economy. I mean, when he was going through those tough periods, tough moments, did he used to come home talking about those issues, maybe looking for some suggestions or advice on how to navigate and get through these things?
Daddy was a person that had a very good schedule that he followed. So when he was in office, he was in office and he dealt with those issues. And when he was at home, he was at home. It was a safe space. It was a place where he could relax. And so that was when we had tea. That's when we had the grandkids over. That's when we all relaxed and allowed him to relax to be a father. And that was the majority of the times. And of course, as you've mentioned, the special times during that course of history, sometimes we would approach him with issues for him to explain further, for us to understand. But normally, he wouldn't bring office issues back home.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. As someone very principled and disciplined, definitely you wouldn't expect him to bring matters of national security or
No,
sensitive national issues and discuss it with his children. Definitely,
no,
this is not Buhari. He wouldn't do that. That's what you're saying.
absolutely,
That's great.
absolutely.
So like fast forward to last Tuesday when he was buried. Is it true that he was buried at his favorite spot at home there in Dora?
Yes, it's true. Our father was a nature enthusiast. This house has been like an oasis for the past decades. And yes, he was buried in his favorite spot, which he told our mother everything that he would like done. And that was what was done.
Good. Um, Many Nigerians and well-wishers around the world have been sending their own prayers and thoughts to the family and loved ones, and even to the Nigerian people. I had an interview recently with an amazing English British journalist called Martin Dennis, who interviewed your father two times, one in 2015 and the other one in 2016 on Al Jazeera English. And she said to me that this is a moment of reflection, and the person of a leader, of any country's leader, especially Nigeria, is something very profound and very serious. So what do you have to say to those people who have been sending out their own thoughts and prayers?
We would like to say a big thank you from the family for everyone who has shown us love and has shown us support in all the way that they can, and for reassuring us of how much our father is loved and how much that he would be missed. And definitely, as they see him as a father, we see them as family. So we'd like to say thank you very much for that, sincerely, from the whole family.
Wow, that means a lot to Nigerians. Of course, they call him, they still call him Baba Buhari, and that means they regard him as a father. I believe this means a lot to you, including his critics. I'm sorry to bring this up, who were critical of some of his policies when he was president, but then they always maintain that he is a man of integrity. He's a man of virtue. He was never corrupt. There was nothing. You could not even bring anything dirty close to him. Everybody knows that. So that means a lot to you.
It does. It does. And we appreciate that other people appreciate that quality, that those qualities that he had.
Well, Zahra Buhari, it's a huge pleasure having you to speak to us, even though on such a somber, sad, uncomfortable circumstances. We really appreciate you taking time to speak to us on the PAPShow. My name is Umar Isa Dandago.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure, viewers. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the production of the show, my name is Umar Isa Dandago saying goodbye. And again, may Allah have mercy on the former president, Baba Buhari. Thank you so much, Zara.